So, this is my story of Leicester City 2015-2016 season, looking back 10 years later. First video, I'm a bit late starting, but let's have a catch up on where we're at. Greatest resource in the history of Leicester City, Fossils and Foxes. They brought out a special edition. Who else on the front? Oh, it makes you a bit emotional just even looking at this. But yeah, let's have a look. So by the 14th of November that season, we'd already played, I don't know how many games, but let's have a look. So we started off the 4-2 win over Sunderland, which was actually our highest attendance that season. And then we went away and we won at West Ham, so we started with 2 wins. Home to Tottenham, where Dele Alli scored in the 81st minute, and then Mahrez equalised a minute later. The next game was Bournemouth away, and that was a significant game in that that was the first game of Vardy's 11-game run, which at this point we were on an international break at this point 10 years ago, but Vardy was on 9, so he was getting agonisingly close. But he had all started at Bournemouth on the 29th of August with a penalty in the 86th minute. Then who can forget the 30th of September on Sky TV, the Villa game? Jim. If you can't remember it, well, if you can't remember it, you're not a fan. But if you can't remember it, go watch it on YouTube because it's just magic. That Nathan Dyer winner where he knocked himself out. Yeah, and then Jim, magic. Then we had Stoke away. So looks like I can't remember that one that well, but we were 2-0 down after 20 minutes and we came back to draw. Then that crazy Arsenal game at home where we lost 5-2. Arsenal, yeah, maybe the only team that beat us twice that season, weren't they? But yeah, it was a weird game because we didn't deserve to really. 5-2 didn't really tell the story. It could have been 5-all almost, 3-all. It could have been anything that game, but it was 5-2. And that was kind of our reality bites kind of thing. At that point, I remember thinking, we've had a great start, but reality bites a little bit. That was the first defeat of the season, I guess. Yeah. Then we went away to Norwich, won 2-1, sorry. And then at Southampton again. Van Dijk scored in that one. That was the 17th of October. So we were 2-0 down and a last minute equaliser. I remember that, yeah, Vardy. Keeping his goal scoring run going. Then Palace at home. We beat them 1-0 and Vardy again, the 59th, 60th minute. I think this hasn't got the cup games, but I think we were in the cup as well. I think we got knocked out quite early. I think by Hull on penalties. And we thought, there we go, classic Leicester. But anyway, sorry, 31st of October at West Brom away. Vardy away, it's West Brom away. And then Watford, the Watford game, I remember that one. We were 2-0 up. Kante scored. Was that Kante's first goal? And so that brings us to where we were. We were in an international break now. That Watford game was on the 7th of November, and our next game was on the 21st. We played in the international break. I googled this. We played Spain and France, and Vardy had been called up, but he had a hip injury. It wasn't that wrist injury that he had, that forearm injury with the blue cast just yet. But he was called to the squad, but he didn't play. He had been called up over the summer, I think, by Roy Hodgson for England. The other thing that had been notable by this time of the season was, remember, Claudio took the boys out for pizza. I think that was after that Palace game, so a couple of weeks before this. Yeah, I looked on Fox's talk, and it looks like Chilwell around about this time had been sent out on loan somewhere. So it was all happening. I think we were sort of sitting about somewhere obviously near the top of the table. We'd only lost that one game in the league, and Vardy was on 9. So yeah, so from here on, I'm just going to do a short video every day, just with what happened, on or around that day, and let's see how the season plays out. I reckon it's going to be pretty good. Cheers.